Well, I'm going to get some flack from some of my Christian colleagues who have been to seminary and other things. Well, I'm tired today. But I'm not gonna take any of that because I think I'm right on with this statement, and that's this guy. This is a actor, obviously, but he's representing the Apostle Peter, and I think Peter's one of the most misunderstood characters in the Bible. Even the headings in our Bibles are labeled in such a way that it makes it sound like Peter was, I don't know, some kind of flip flop coward or something. He was a brave dude, super brave, in fact. And remember when Jesus called him to become an apostle, he was a fisherman. Now, back then they didn't use poles and they didn't have hydraulic equipment. These guys were out on the rough seas in some really rickety boats with nets, catching fish in some horrible weather. Fearless guys. I mean, people that you'd look at today and you'd think, man, that guy is amazingly tough. That's exactly what this guy is. Like, he had heart, and he wasn't a coward. Matter of fact, I think the Bible translations that we carry around with us, all those headings in there ought to be stripped out of there. Peter's denial of Jesus and all that kind of stuff. You know, it implies that he was cowardly, and that's just not true. Remember, uh, Peter was called by Jesus. He actually called him a rock. You know, he said he's going to build his church, and Peter was the one who did all kinds of firsts in his, you know, evangelical movement. For instance, when they, when they first were enveloped by the Holy Spirit and they had the ability to speak in tongues, Peter was the one who addressed the crowd. You know, Peter was the one who stepped out of the boat in a storm, walking on the water to Jesus. Probably a storm, but either way, walking on the water, none of the rest of them would do that. Peter was the one who alone stayed with Christ when basically an army came to arrest him and tried to fight them off with what amounted to a knife by himself, probably against trained soldiers. That's cowardly, and somehow just a short period later he becomes withered away in a fashion that is uncharacteristic for him. Yeah, he makes mistakes, but the thing about Peter that I love is that when he makes an error, he doesn't try to make an excuse for it. He literally grabs a hold of it wholeheartedly, and he switches gears immediately. When Jesus was going to wash his feet, and he said, "You'll never wash my feet," and Jesus said, "If you don't let me wash your feet, you're never going to be a part of me." Well, Peter's like, "Well, don't just do my feet, wash my head," and then blah, blah, blah. Well, when Jesus looked at him, when he said, Jesus said, "I tell you the truth, for the rooster crows, you denied me." And depending on the story, it's, different numbers of times, but it doesn't matter. The story is the story that Jesus was going to deny him. And so I don't think that reads the way people think it reads. They think it where Peter says, "I'll never deny you." And I think what it really is that Jesus says, "Peter, listen to me, soldier. I'm giving you an order. You will deny me." Peter did what he said. That's the way I think it happened. And circumstances support that. They support that. We're talking about a brave man. At the end, even, like when Well, think about this. How many people, if you denied God and you knew it, you'd like shrink away in shame. You probably never want to see that person again. Wow. What is my deal? But when Peter, like even when at the end there, when Jesus was on the shore cooking fish, told him to throw the net out, and somebody said, "Hey, it's the Lord," and Peter dove right out of the boat and swam to shore. So I don't think it happened the way that people think it did at all. I think he gets a bad rep. Jesus pulled him aside at the end after that, if you recall, is when he told him, "Hey, take care of my sheep." Jesus gave him the most important assignments. And if the apostles wrote it any other way and meant it to be any other thing, any other scenario other than what I just said, I don't think that's true at all. So I want you to think about that and reread those stories from that perspective and think about it. Something to ponder. Have a good one. Blessings to you.